Alright, let's talk about MPW stock, more specifically the short interest in this one. I will show you how much of the float is shorted, what dark pool volume is. We will talk about one of the shorters and also about a lawsuit in this case, and talk a little bit about my opinion on the basis of this, and I think you will have your own opinion at the end of this video as well. So MPW, Medical Properties Trust, stock price has been bleeding for quite a long time now. We can see a tremendous drop in share price, more than 50% since listing, and if we look here just in the last 5 years, we can see from 2020 here, 2022, of being at above $20, it has slid since 2022. It has been pushed down relentlessly. Why is this? Well, one of the reasons is, of course, performance with some issues with one of the tenants. However, short sellers have also targeted this stock. And right now, with the normalized free cash flow from operations of 24 cents and a dividend of 15 cents, I think that dividend has stabilized and there's quite a large upside. There's also, ironically, can't believe I'm saying it, but an opportunity for a short squeeze in this company. If we look at short interest, so source from the New York Stock Exchange, we can see that a little more than 200 million shares are shorted in this company, and this is just of the public float. So that represents 35% in this case. And then we can see the off-exchange short here in the dark pools being 75% of the available shares. So 3.5 million almost here, we can say 3.6, a little more than that, shares. Just absolutely shorted. And who's behind this? Well, one of the companies behind this is Viceroy Research. So we can see the report here, and I've read through it. It's not super well written. It's a bit weird, and we're seeing highlights here on words such as credit risk, cut dividends. MPW is a subprime asset roll-up generating prime yields. And if we look at the language in the report, it's not super well written. It kind of makes me suspicious if a lot of it was written by AI. I don't really know. But it's very inflammatory language indeed. It's creating fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Notice something? No name on the report. If we scroll down all the way to the bottom, maybe they have it in the bottom slide. No, not really there either. So nobody has put their name on the report. If we look at, for example, other short sellers, such as when Bill Ackman of Pershing Square made his famous 100-something pages short report on Herbalife with the big battle of Carl Icahn and him. Well, he took pride in that. He was out there with his name doing the presentation. No one really knows who wrote this, and I have my suspicion that it's AI. We also see why. Well, MPW actually went and sued Viceroy in this case. They made a public comment about it a while ago, and if we look at the actual civil case here, there's a link, I can put it down in the description. We see that in the United States District Court for Northern District of Alabama, they filed a complaint here, nature of the action. This action arises from a campaign of defame, injure, and drive down the stock price of MPT, one of Alabama's largest public companies and its largest real estate investment trust, REIT. So against Viceroy here. And given the nature of this company, they've been sued in the past, indeed. That's common to do against short sellers, but they actually have a prejudice, in this case, positive for MPW. And just looking at the report, not very well written, very inflammatory, and indeed this can be blatant lies in some cases. I read through it. It's not good. That just sets this up for a potential short squeeze. Clear enemy here with Viceroy having some very shady business practices in this case. With if we look at the lawsuit, I think they called it a short and distort type of action. Let's see here. Mounting serial short and distort attacks against public companies. MPW is their latest victim. Alright, so they call it a short and distort. Well, quite interesting. What's your opinion on this case? Let me know down below. I find it super suspicious, once again, that there's no name in the short report. Who's the analyst that wrote it? Was it GPT-4 maybe? You will never really know, but just the language here and the formatting is also very off, as you can see just from scrolling through. It doesn't look nice. It looks like something that a young student perhaps put together. Like, look at this box here with the highlight. Definitely not a well thought out short report when reading through. Alright, that's been it for this video covering MPW, covering the short attack, showing you the data on the amount of shares that are shorted. Didn't talk a lot about numbers in this video. There are plenty of other videos on my channel where I cover more about the performance of the REIT, looking at revenue, looking at normalized funds from operations and other important metrics. So if you're interested in the stock and want to do more research, well, you can take a look at those. Anyways, that's been it, and as always, I hope you guys make a ton of money, whatever investments you decide to make. Take care now. Bye bye.